Up, Capricorn, and thank you guys so much for tuning in. Okay, guys, so here we are in May. It's my favorite month because it's my birthday, May 19th. So shout out to me and the Tauruses who may be watching this video. But I hope you guys have been well. I hope that your April was amazing. So let's just jump right into this. Now, guys, this is going to be a general reading. So whatever comes out, comes out. And just know that the energy could be yours, or it could be belonging to someone else who's kind of coming at you in that way, okay? And this is for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus Capricorn signs. Now, do keep in mind, guys, I do post daily energies every day on Instagram, or usually every day unless I'm like sleeping in late or whatever. But High Vibrations 44 if you guys want to check those out. So let's see what's going on with you guys. All right, so what's up with Capricorn? May 2019. All right, so we're going to take a past, present, and future look, and then I'll pull you guys some advice cards at the end with some oracle guidance. What is going on with the sign of Capricorn, May 2019? Alright, guys, so we have your past, we have your present, and future. Okay, so the energy that you guys have is the Wheel of Fortune in reverse. Now, this isn't necessarily a bad thing. It could just be that something in your life is happening unexpectedly. The wheel isn't turning the way that you thought it would. Now, behind that, we have the Three of Pentacles in reverse. Behind that, we have the Four of Swords in reverse. So just with this energy, there's something that didn't go your way, and it's like you're not building on that anymore. And mentally, it's something that it's like you've already figured out, or you're about to figure out how to move past, okay? So let's see what's going on here. Now, the first card that you guys have for your past is the Seven of Cups in the reverse. So this is clarity in a situation. If there's any smoke screens in front of you, if there was something you weren't sure of, if there was a decision that you had to make but you weren't sure which one was best, this is you seeing it for what it is and making, the appropriate decision. You have the Ten of Wands. I'm going to pull one more card. And the Empress card. So there's a burdening, there's not a burdening, but there's a burden here where there's a new start that you're trying to be patient about going into, but again, just a sense of having a huge weight on your shoulders with this new beginning that you're trying to have. Maybe there's something that kind of felt forced for you. Maybe you're coming out of a heartbreaking or disappointing situation. So it's like, going into something new, but being burdened by a reality that kind of sets in, okay? Now we have the King of Pentacles here. So if it's not you guys, then it could have been another Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn, okay? Now the next card that you guys have for the past is the Judgment card upright. So when the Judgment card upright comes out, it's when we've taken a step back from everything. And it's just like, okay, what's my ultimate call on this? So just a lot of having to make, new decisions and really deciding what's going to be best for you here. You have the Six of Cups. And you have the Tower card. So there's something here that you guys are putting in the past and life really just shakes up for you. Honestly, with this Tower card, usually in most decks, you see people literally like flying out of a burning tower. So it kind of has that extremity, and it doesn't necessarily have to be bad. The Tower card doesn't mean, it's a bad change. It just means that it's an extreme change. It's something that's really going to shake up the ground beneath you. Now you have the Eight of Wands, so this is something that you can be communicating about. But if this card isn't talking about communication, then it's talking about kind of like that back and forth reciprocation with something. So let's say you're, working on a group project. It could be you shouting out ideas and someone being like, oh, you know what, that's good. And then we could also add this. So it's that constant like boom, boom, bam, okay? I'd be such a bad storyteller if I couldn't use my hands. All right, now we have the Queen of Wands here, guys. So maybe some of you guys are talking about something that you're very passionate about in building. I see a lot of the Wands too as just entrepreneurial, something that you're passionate about doing. Or it could have been maybe a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius that you're dealing with and talking to about certain things. So let's pull one more card and see what this Eight of Wands is here for. Two of Wands. So there's a path that you're very passionate about going on. Yes, there's something that's changed. Yes, there's something that's ended. But your heart and your soul and just your passion is really immersed into something. Okay? With the Hanged Man in the reverse, either you're coming out of a place of limbo, or you're coming out of something where things just weren't natural for you, because this is someone who sometimes goes against the natural flow that they feel, the natural energy that they feel. Okay, now in the present moment, guys, the first card that you have is the King of Wands. So this could be a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius that you're dealing with. Again, it could be just an entrepreneurial or passionate spirit that you have on something. So let's see why this King of Wands is here. But this is going to be somebody, well, that flew out. This is going to be somebody who's very powerful, in a sense. Someone who is easily trusted. Someone who walks into a room and doesn't even need to convince people to be on their side of shit. The people just see their passion in it and they just want to be on their side. You have the Emperor as well. So this energy, if it's not you guys, then it's someone who comes off very powerful. With the King and the Emperor energy, I would say it could also be someone who's older. Okay, I know I don't usually say things about age in my readings, but this together would show someone who's older. It could be talking about an Aries specifically, because the King of Wands is Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. The Emperor is Aries and Virgo. So it could be maybe an Aries that is being discussed here, but someone in a very strong position. And you have the Hermit card in the reverse. Okay. So in this case, guys, with the Hermit card in the reverse, let's say, for example, you're asked or you're told, okay, on Friday, you're going to take a test. You're going to take a test on chapters 1 through 5. The Hermit in the reverse is somebody who studied 2 chapters and then they just felt confident with knowing those 2 chapters and they went to go take the test. So it's knowing that you could have put more introspection on something. It could sometimes also be moving forward with things without fully having the details of it, okay? But sometimes it's simply just coming out of your shell, okay? So maybe some of you have kind of been holding yourself back, whether it be mental, whether it be emotional, and now it's just like, okay, it's time to take the shell off and it's time to really take on the world, all right? But again, if it's not that, if there's something that you guys are very, very, very passionate about right now, especially if it's something that is new, just make sure that you're doing your full research. Make sure that you know the ins and outs of this before fully immersing yourself and putting all your eggs in one basket. Now, the next card that you have in the center of your reading is the Knight of Cups, okay? So when this card comes up, you know, or the center card, this is what everything ties into. This is going to be what brings this reading together for you guys. So with the Knight of Cups, it could be Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio energy. But again, if it's not that energy, then it's someone who's very charismatic, someone who's very loving, someone who's easy to talk to, someone who's very charming, okay? So they're going to have that attitude. But it is showing that there's going to be something that you guys give up on in order to remain balanced in life. Why is this Knight of Cups here? We have the Three of Swords. And we have the Seven of Swords. So guys, you really want to be careful here. All right, this is really what I feel. I feel that there might be something that seems so fiery and exciting, and you know, not to even discourage you from it, especially if this is like a dream of yours that you're trying to build. It's all about trial and error and finding a way. But especially guys, if you, I don't want to even say if you're single, but whether this is new friendships coming in, maybe new lovers coming in, just something that's new and just seems like you can be very passionate about it. Not saying that to go for it, but again, do your research, take a methodical approach towards this. You know, slow and steady is going to win the race here, because I feel that there's going to be something that's presented to you, but there's secrets here, and it's something that could cause disappointment, or maybe you're holding a secret that you are disappointed about something. But I just feel here, especially with the next card, yeah guys, you have the Ten of Swords here. This is a card about betrayal. Make sure you have all the facts. All right, make sure you have all the facts. Make sure you've done your research. Make sure you've done your Carfax on this person, job, situation, whatever this is, because I don't want to see y'all here. All right, this is feeling betrayed. This is someone stabbing you in the back, okay? Or maybe you doing that to someone else. This is a harsh or heavy ending here. Why is this Ten of Swords here? You have the Justice card, so it could have definitely been something karmic, or maybe if you guys are going through some sort of court proceeding, you know, just not getting the result that you wanted. And then we have the King of Pentacles here, so you're still strong and powerful without this. Again, if it could be another Taurus, Virgo, or Capricorn that you're dealing with, but there's something that doesn't work out, but you're still powerful. And you have the Ace of Pentacles, where there's still a very strong new beginning that is available to you. It's just you want to make sure that you're not dealing with a wolf in sheep's clothing. Okay, that's really what I'm feeling here. That something may look very, very good, but you need to reserve yourself from whatever that is and cut it out if you want this very stable new beginning. Okay, we have the Ace of Swords here, and then the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, I really just feel like this is trying to protect you from something that sounds better than what it truly is. Okay, moving forward, guys, you have the Fool card. So this is turning your back, and this is really just starting something new. This is you guys going towards, you know, unmarked territories. And let me turn my phone off because these texts are gonna have me all distracted. But with the Fool card, it's like that naive excitement, that childlike naive excitement that we have towards a new chapter. So whether it's a new job, or whether it's just a new phase in life, or just something that's new, something that's you know, something that you haven't experienced before, that's the direction that you're going in. You have the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Let's pull one more card here. Ten of Cups in the reverse. So you guys have this new beginning presented, but it's like you're at a standstill because you're unhappy about how something worked out. Okay. Honestly, guys, with just seeing how this is, right now, you're going to want to find comfort in something that is not attached to a person. That's really what I feel. So whether you're like me and it's dance, or it's music, or it's sports, or whatever it is, guys, you're going to want to find refuge in that, because right now I feel like if you put your all into a person, or maybe if they put your all into you, that can be a setup for disappointment. So just know that you can only control that, guys. But I was saying that you could only control yourself and how you react to things. You can't control what another person does, and I feel like that's why a lot of us can be prone into falling into depressions and things like that, because we want to control things that are out of our control. So just, again, make sure that you have an outlet that's healthy and that's not attached to someone that may underperform in the way that you want them to, or, you know, in comparison to the way that you wanted them to. So the next card that you guys have is Strength. So the Strength card, you know, obviously it's showing that you're exuding a lot of strength in something. But let's see why it's here. We have the Nine of Wands in the reverse, giving up on something tumultuous. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. So yeah, something just doesn't go as expected here, guys. It just has way too much adversity. You let it go and you're just strong throughout it. Okay? Because you guys realize that you removed yourself from something that was toxic with the Moon card and the Devil card in the reverse. So you're removing yourself from something that was bad. If there was any uncertainty, any secrets that came out, anything you didn't understand, this is full clarity. This is an awakening. This is just understanding that situation. Ooh. Okay. I'm going to put these back because it was like 1,000 of them. But the bottom card was the Six of Pentacles in the reverse, which talks about some sort of imbalance. We have the Ace of Swords. So when you have the Ace of Swords, yes, there's a new start that you're going into, but specifically with this card, there's bullshit that you have to cut out. So you're removing yourself from something toxic, something that would have just derailed you. All right, and you have the Hierophant in the reverse. It wasn't meant for you. It would have deterred you from your ultimate path, from reaching your highest potential, from fulfilling your life's purpose. So I just see this as something that you're so just felt very forced with, okay? You don't want to overexert yourself right now. And I'm going to let every sign know this, but right now I know that we're kind of in a Pluto retrograde, but just generally speaking, or astrologically speaking rather, we're all going through a time right now where everyone is excelling in things that feel natural to them, things that feel easy to them. So every single sign is experiencing this, where right now, I would say in the next like 2-3 months, if there's something that doesn't feel natural, if you feel like you have to do too much work for it, if you feel like it puts you out of sorts, or it just doesn't make you feel good, it's not meant to be there. Right now, everyone is finding that path that is natural, that feels good for them. So if you have anyone or anything around you that's not making you feel that way, then baby is not supposed to be there, okay? So right now, it's one thing to question your own self-worth, but to have an external entity or person make you question that, it's not the time for that, okay? It's never the time for that. All right, guys, so let me pull you some cards of advice. I think you guys are going to be my last reading because these nails is getting kind of loose, and I'm going to have to call up my homegirl Anne because she is fire. So let's see if she could take me. Hopefully she does. If not, Super Glue's about to be my best friend. But let's see. All right, so what advice do we have for you guys? Okay, guys, you have the Nine of Swords in the reverse as the energy here. So this is putting yourself in a place where you're not stressing out. Anything that gives you anxiety, anything that makes you feel kind of shitty or just, again, just anxious, you guys are falling away from that. Ace of Pentacles, Ace of Swords in the reverse. So maybe there's something you did want in your life for a long time, or something that seems promising, but you're not going to be moving forward with it. And it could be something that kind of ends in a conflicting way. All right. And maybe this is in regards to someone from your past that tries to come back in, or maybe this is what makes you go back to something from your past. So let's clarify this. Why is this Ace of Pentacles in the reverse here? We have the Wheel of Fortune. So your life actually changes in an incredible way because of something that you let go of. You have the Six of Pentacles. Even if it ends in a way where there's harsh communication between you and another person, you find balance. Every time it shows an ending, it shows something really good. Okay, these are very good cards to get in regards to what happens after this thing ends. So what is this, thing from the past about? Let's see. We have the Three of Wands, all right? So with the Three of Wands, in this case, I'm going to have to pull another card actually for this one, because with the Six of Swords in the reverse, it doesn't clarify whether this means you're going to turn your back on someone from the past, or whether you're waiting on someone from the past, or maybe they're waiting on you, okay? Because this just talks about having a difficult time moving away from a situation. But again, here with the Three of Wands, it's either waiting for it to come in or turning your back on it so you could expand. So I'm going to pull one more. You have the Page of Pentacles, which is you just communicating in the situation. You have the Four of Swords. Okay, so you guys are really, really debating whether or not there's something from your past that you're going to go back to. All right, that's what the Four of Swords is, kind of a hiatus, kind of stagnation, just a delay while you kind of really think this out. Now, there's this balance. You're going back and forth with it. The most I can say here is that if this energy from the past, whatever it is that you're waiting on, or maybe someone who's waiting on you, we have the Seven of Swords, Queen of Wands in the reverse, Nine of Cups. If there's some sort of secret that comes out about this person, or maybe something that's revealed about you or them, and it's something that makes you or this person very unhappy and angry, then this is not the situation that you're going towards. My right ear is ringing, so I know I'm correct on this. So if this is something that brings you anguish, then it's not going to happen. Now, you have the Five of Wands in the reverse and the Three of Cups. So celebration coming from a situation that does not require pettiness, that does not require fighting, that does not require any sense of competition or burden. Okay, so I mean, that's just life. You don't want to go towards anything that's going to make you feel like shit. So in regards to, are you having someone from the past come back in, or are you going back towards something or someone from your past? Yes, but only if it's a good thing that's actually nourishing towards you. If it's something that's caused you stress and pain and had you questioning your self-worth, then no, that's not the direction that you're going in. So it's going to be different for everyone, because not all of you have the same situation. Okay, so let's pull you guys an oracle card. Now, this is Earth Magic Oracle Cards by Stephen D. Farmer. So let's see what comes out for y'all. So what guidance do y'all need right now? All right, so the card that you got, it actually came out in the reverse, and I was actually saying this to Virgo just now, that with this deck specifically, like, I don't think I read like a lot of people, so when it comes to oracle cards with this deck, I do read it in the reversal, because it always comes out super powerful. So when you get this card, Ancestors, Generation, usually what this talks about is the connection that we have to our past, the lineage that we have. And more deeper than that, why we are the way that we are, why we do the things that we do. Because it's like we're raised in a certain way, not realizing that well, most of you realize this, that, who raised you was raised by someone else, who was raised by someone else, who was raised by someone else. So we have all these things that we deal with, that it's like, how deep does this go? And is this something that is helping me to grow in today's world right now? So for some of you, with this card being the reversal, there's actually something from your past that's not going to help you to move forward. There's some sort of chains that you're going to have to break. And if it's not that, then it's the fact that you're not tapping into that lineage, that, you know, those ancestors that you have. And I forgot which sign it was that I was talking about this, but I know that there's so many religions and so many beliefs in this world, but the one true religion, you know, whether you question religion or, and I don't want to say religion because I just don't like the institution of you know, what's it called, of organized religion, but when it comes to your belief system, the one thing that we could all believe that is undeniably true is that you have a mom, and that mom has a mom, and that mom has a mom, and they all have moms and dads. So guys, that's all connected to you. That's all your lineage. If you feel like you're having a weak moment, let's say you have to go into an assembly full of people and you have to make a speech and you're terrified, you're going to want to call on your ancestors to really give you that push to go through. I don't know if you guys watch, what show is it? Oh my God, what show is it? I'm like so into witchy shows on Netflix, but damn, which one is it? It might be Vampire Diaries. Maybe. If not, the show that came up after it. But one of the witches in it, I forget her name. Oh my God, and I like love this show. I feel so bad. But there's a moment where there's a witch in it, and I for you guys who don't believe in all this stuff, then, you know, disregard it, but you'll get the gist of what I'm saying. But there's this witch in it that she's about to have to do a spell, and it's a huge spell. It's something that's gonna like save someone's life or something like that. And, you know, people are telling her, you're gonna die if you do this. And she's like, well, I have no choice. You know, like I have to do this. And she's trying so hard to do the spell, and then you see her deceased grandmother kind of pop up behind her. You see someone from her family that was mentioned, you know, earlier in the show behind her, and then out of nowhere, although she's alone, you see the room full of like 300-400 people, and this bitch pulls it off, and I'm just like, yes, bitch, for the win. So guys, like, I get chills just thinking about that, because aside from Hollywood and shows and what people do, you know, where there's green screens and stuff like that shit is real. You really want to feel protected, you really want to be in a good, powerful position, invoke your ancestors. No one's going to hold you down more than your ancestors. Okay, so that's really something where you have to ask yourself, am I tapped in? If I'm not tapped in, what do I do to get tapped in? How do you reach out to that part of you? How do you discover that part of you? Or is there something that is kind of just throwing you off about your past? Do you come from a family of abusers? Do you come from a family of people who fight addictions? Do you come from a family of people who have just been broke all the time? Is there, you know, when you look at your past, is there anyone that you look up to? Or do you think it's complete bullshit and it's time for you to start a new chain? So it's going to be how it applies to you. But with your energy here, love, compassion. So you got to do this with love. Okay, this needs to be done in a very tender way. This cannot be something that's done forcefully. This cannot be something that, you know, you're kicking, crying, and screaming and demanding that the universe gives you something. This is something that's done with ease. This is something that just lay back, chill, smoke a blunt if y'all need to. Do what you got to do, but do it with ease. Okay, do it with love. If there's no genuine love there, it's not going to work the way that you want it to. Okay, so I think this was a very powerful reading, Capricorn. I love y'all so much. So like I said, on my Instagram you can find me High Vibrations 44 to check out the daily energies, stalk my life, whatever y'all need. And for those of you who do want a personal reading, I offer 30-minute readings and question readings. So on those, you can just go to highvibrationswithliz.com. You can book the 30-minute reading right there. If you guys just need a quick question answer, then just scroll down. It'll show you the payment methods, the information that I need from you, and how to email me afterwards. Okay, so I love you, Capricorn. I'll see you guys soon. Take care.